Okay, hello everyone. Matt Clark here, and welcome to today's live presentation. It's great to have you here, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend it with yours truly. I'm going to make it worth your while here, and by the end of the call this morning, or afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world, you're going to know how to double your revenue and profit in under 90 days. We have a lot to cover here today, and I'm going to try to get through as much as I can as quickly as possible. But at the same time, I really do want to make sure that you're able to take away all of this useful and great information that we're going to give you here this morning and apply it to your business. So if I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down. If I'm going too slow, tell me to speed up. And before we carry on here, can you guys just let me know in the chat box that you can hear me okay? Can everybody hear me all right? Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Yep, great, excellent. Good. I'd hate to get too far into the presentation before getting screamed at that nobody can hear me, so that is good to know. All right. Well, with that said, let's get straight into it. My goal here today, my top secret mission, is to help you generate more profit than ever before while working less than ever before and basically falling in love with your business all over again. Wouldn't that be great if you could work less, increase your profits, and have a great time doing it? So that's my mission, and hopefully by the end of today's presentation, you're going to know exactly how to do that, or at least feel pretty darn confident that you can go out on your own and make it happen. So exactly how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to leverage and apply game-changing technology to your business. And we're going to talk quite a bit about that, all that really cool game-changing technology throughout the call today. We're going to implement automation systems that handles your entire lead attraction strategy. And we're going to implement all of this as well as proven growth, business growth strategies that our customers use to regularly achieve our ambitious challenge of earning more and working less. And after today, you'll be able to do the same. So, does making money while working less sound like a good idea to everybody here today? Yeah, I hope so. I hope you're actually nodding your heads at your computers right now. And if you did answer yes, which I know a few of you have because I could see the comments coming in, which are excellent, then stick with me to the end here, guys, because we're going to go through a ton of detail on this call. Probably way more detail than I should be giving away for free. But hey, you took the time to register and tune in, so I guess you deserve it. All right, the business growth system I'm going to share with you today is the exact same system I use with Fortune 500 companies that have paid us as much as $2 million per year to generate leads and sales for. And it's the same system that my private clients pay me tens of thousands per month in consulting fees to help them implement into their business. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is not to brag by any means, but to emphasize that I'm not holding back here today, okay? I'm not going to give you half the information needed and make you guess the other half. And this certainly isn't going to be one of those training sessions where I try to sell you a load of stuff throughout the presentation. This is real deal, actionable stuff. And if you just follow along closely, you'll be able to pick up and maybe even start applying a lot of what I teach you to your business. Okay, so we're going to go through real deal, actionable information here on this call. Now, there's just a couple of quick housekeeping points I want to run through before we get started. Now, this presentation isn't short. It's going to take about 45 minutes, but it will be a fun and extremely valuable 45 minutes, and quite possibly the most productive 45 minutes that you've ever spent on your business. So if you don't mind, can you just go ahead and please do me a big favor and turn off your phone, or at least put it somewhere out of reach. Shut down Skype. Close any other messenger applications you might have running on your computer right now, including your email. I know it's hard to shut everything down sometimes, but I really want you to get through today's webinar without any distractions, or as little distractions as possible, so you don't miss anything too important. You're also going to want to grab a pen and paper and get ready to take a lot of notes. Sometimes I provide replays, sometimes I don't. It really depends on how much time I have to prepare the replay, so just in case I don't, you'll want to take a few notes that you can refer back to later. And if you can go ahead and write down any questions that come to mind throughout this live presentation here today, I'll be sure and try to do my best to answer as many questions as possible at the end. Speaking of which, I do have a little stay to the end bonus for you today, and this is how it works. For those of you who stay to the end of this presentation, I'm going to provide you with a link to my personal diary so that you can book in a free 30-minute telephone strategy session with either myself or a member of my team. And what this free strategy session is going to do for you is help lay out a clear, personalized plan on how to implement what you learned today into your own business as fast as possible. So if you're confused, if you have questions that we don't tackle at the end, if you just want a few more extra minutes with myself on how to clarify some of the points that you may have been confused on, this is the strategy session that you're going to want to be on. These bonus strategy sessions are normally valued at about $500, so please take me up on it. Okay, book those in. They will be booked on a first come, first serve basis. And at the end of the video, I will provide you with a link so that you can go ahead and book in that appointment. So make sure you stay to the end to secure your spot. I don't have a lot of time to do too many of these. So guys, I do mean it. It's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. So be quick to book that in. All right, why am I doing this? The big question on everybody's mind right now has got to be, why the heck am I doing this? I mean, why would I offer all of this cool information, all this great content on how to double your business in 90 days for free? There's got to be a catch, right? Well, as much as I love doing these webinars for all of you, yes, there is a bigger picture. So here's the deal. If I can actually help you grow your business and even double your profits over the next 90 days, you're going to be pretty darn excited, right? Probably to the point where you're going to tell a few friends or colleagues about myself or the services that I provide. Now, that's the plan. Hopefully you're so blown away with what I deliver here to you today that you're going to go telling everybody about what you learned. When you do that, you actually help me to promote my business. So it's worth 30 minutes of my time. It's worth me taking the time to do these webinars with you and try to really help you get you and your business where it needs to be. Not to mention, if you're impressed enough with what we discuss, whether it's on this call or during the free strategy session, you might be interested in a few of my other services. So you never know where it's going to lead, and it really is a win-win for both of us, regardless of what happens after today's call. So more on that later, but for now, who is this presentation for? Who is today's webinar going to help? Well, if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, a professional coach or consultant, or any other type of professional that owns their own private practice, such as a doctor, dentist, accountant, lawyer, financial advisor, then this is for you. You are in the right place. But just know, as long as you sell any product or any service in order to make money, then this applies to you, and it can be online or off. This works for just on so many different levels, whether you're running a thriving multi-million dollar revenue business today, or you're just a 1 to 2 man band, a business struggling to get up and running to the next level. This strategy is going to help any of these situations. I honestly believe that what you're about to learn today can change the course of your business and possibly your life forever. And I sincerely mean that. So, just know that this can apply really to anybody who's trying to sell a service or a business, online or off, regardless of what stage you're at within your business. Now, I have one more question for you before we get started, and I promise I'll be done with the questions, but this is an important one. Have you guys ever wondered how some entrepreneurs seem to have that Midas touch, how they're able to grow from a small local startup business with no employees to thriving nationwide enterprises in just a matter of a few short years? How are they able to acquire enough new customers to fuel the rapid growth, or how they generate enough new leads to keep opening new offices, new branches, or new stores every other month, and how they go from making barely any money to millions in revenue practically overnight? More importantly, have you ever wondered how they do it over and over and over again, building one company after another, all while the Midas Touch business owner seems to constantly be on holiday or playing golf? By contrast, have you ever wondered why it is that a similar business owner in the exact same industry can struggle to find enough customers to barely survive? You have these struggling business owners who are literally slaves to their business, working weekends and evenings, very little free time to enjoy life. They can't focus on growing a business because they're spending every waking hour of their life worrying about how they're going to pay their bills next month. Most of them started the business to have more free time, a better quality of life, more financial security. Yet the sad thing is they probably work double the hours than what they set out to for barely the same pay as if they get if they were working a normal 9 to 5. Isn't it strange how two people that have the exact exact same opportunity, the same customers, the same tools, the same products or services, how they can achieve such different results. One business owner seems to have the Midas touch and turns everything to gold, while the other struggles, working their butt off, living a life of stress and worry, all for very little profit, or for any profit at all. Why are some able to achieve such massive success in such a short period of time, while others in the exact same industry struggle to pay the bills? Well, that's what we're about to discover here today. Okay, we're going to discover um, a system that Midas touch business owners have used and adopted to grow thriving businesses overnight. A system that you too will be able to use to flood any business with a consistent and reliable flow of new customers anytime you want, as often as you want. A system that will increase the average amount of profit you make from each and every single customer, and a system that will enable you to leverage the power of technology and automation so that you can make more profit than ever before while working less than ever before. And in case you're wondering, will this system work for my business? The answer is yes. Okay, yes, it will work for any type of business, including B2B and B2C. As long as you're selling a product or service, it's going to work. Now, I know that sounds like a bold claim, but I urge you to hear me out and not disregard this as a sales site, because it isn't. What you are about to see is very real. Okay, this system has worked in every type of business that we've ever applied it to, and it will work for you too if you apply it the right way. Now, before we go any further, I have a little story for you. And I feel like I need to tell you this story so you feel 100% confident in the fact that I really do know what I'm talking about. And more importantly, why you should listen to the advice and training I'm about to provide you with today. So in 2005, I met David Hockley, and we were both working in the same city for two different financial companies. We were on the sales side of the business, and we did quite well for ourselves. But after a few years of us both working for other people, David approached me and said, hey, Matt, what do you think about starting our own financial firm? And I was like, I don't know, man. I'm pretty comfortable here. I'm making great money. It's a big risk. But over the next couple of months, David's question really played on my mind. And although I was comfortable and I made a great income, I realized I wasn't as happy as I probably should be. I was actually starting to get really burnt out, and it was getting to the point where I was sick of making other people money. And I really struggled with it for a while before thinking to myself, what's the worst that can happen? What can really go wrong here? In order to get ahead in life, sometimes you just got to take risk, and I felt like this might be a risk well worth taking. And I remember speaking to my wife about it, and she was like, Matt, you got to do it. You only live once, and if you don't go for it, you're going to regret it. So I called David, and I said, you know what, I'm in. Let's do it. And within a few months, we opened the doors with about 5 employees. And right out of the gate, the money was flying in left, right, and center. The markets were on a roll, and we just kept plowing everything we made back into the business. Within 6 months of starting the company, we were up to 50 employees. I mean, it was awesome. Life couldn't have been better. Until the world's worst financial recession hit in 2009. And as quickly as we built our business from the ground up, we practically lost it overnight. Letting go of 30 employees in 1 week was the hardest thing I ever had to do. It killed me. I mean, it really devastated me. Not to mention how embarrassed I was. 1 minute you're on top of the world. The next minute, your competitors were right about you all along. I think they were literally taking bets we wouldn't last longer than 6 months. It was just an awful feeling. And I remember sitting in my office that day thinking, there's got to be a better way. I can't allow this to ever happen again. Running a business shouldn't be this volatile. So David and I sat down together that evening and started brainstorming ways to get our business going again. And he asked me what I thought about digital marketing, which at the time I really didn't know anything about. Most companies today barely know how to manage a digital marketing strategy. So you can imagine how foreign it was in 2009. He went on to explain the benefits of it and how it could help build stability into our business. So of course I was interested, especially after what just happened. I was open-minded to anything at this point. So we hired a marketing consultant to go through setting up a digital marketing campaign. And we decided that email marketing was the best place to start. And within a couple of weeks, we were ready to send our first email. We must have spent days preparing for this thing, making sure the headlines were in the right place, the images were professional enough. We were just really getting worked up over making sure it was perfect. And I remember the very moment we hit the send button for the first time. It was March 16th, 2009 at 2:37 p.m. Now, I know that's pretty specific, but it was a monumental day for us, and I'll tell you why. We sent out a campaign to about 3,100 people selling an investment property in Spain. And within minutes, we must have had about 300 people open it and read the offer. 300 people saw our investment property campaign within the span of about 10 minutes. It used to take us an entire month to get through to 300 people on the phone, and we just did it in 10 minutes. And I'll never forget how excited we were over this. And it wasn't the fact that we sent out an email that we were jumping for joy over. It was the fact that we sold 3 properties that week from a single email campaign. I think we made about $45,000 over 2 days from that single email. It was awesome. So we sat down with our marketing consultant and we were like, that was great. Let's do more of that. And we set up another campaign for the next week. And over the course of those 5 days, I think we brought in another $50,000. And I love telling this story because no matter how many campaigns I've built for my clients, nothing will ever be more exciting than my very first campaign. So as you can imagine, we were hooked. And we completely restructured our business to make sure digital marketing was incorporated throughout 100% of the sales strategy. And what started as a simple email campaign quickly grew into an automated dynamic distribution sequence. We had several paid traffic sources driving leads into each of our sales funnels, and before we knew it, we had built a fully automated digital marketing solution that handled everything from lead generation to email communication to even getting payments from our clients online. We went from the new guys on the block in 2008 to number one in sales for all major insurance providers by 2013, and we sold over $300 million worth of products over the next 5 years. But it wasn't how much money David and I were making that excited me. It was how much my employees started making from applying these same digital marketing strategies to their business. And that was the most rewarding part of the whole experience. I mean, everything we tried and tested as a company over the next 5 years, we passed down to our team so that they too can enjoy the same experience of financial freedom that both David and I got to enjoy. And that was so important to me because I was able to make such a big impact on their lives, which helped to make an even bigger impact on their clients' lives. Showing them how to flood their events with clients, whether it was for charity or an educational seminar, regardless of what they were trying to do at the time, flooding their events with clients was the most rewarding and satisfying part of the whole job for me. They never imagined in a million years that they would be able to set up their own automated marketing campaigns capable of generating clients practically every day. They couldn't believe it. Most of them went from telephone cold calling as the only way to get leads to never having to pick up the phone again. And yeah, the money was good, don't get me wrong. We loved the money, but it wasn't just about the money. It was about building something special. It was about them being able to live their dreams and achieve true financial freedom the same way David and I were able to. So by the end of 2013, just 5 years after we opened the doors, we were made an offer for the business that we just couldn't refuse. And although it was really hard to say goodbye, we knew deep down inside that our passion was in helping others grow their business the same way we were able to grow ours in such a short period of time. So I really felt like I should share that story with you so you kind of know how I got to where I am today, and that I didn't just snap my fingers and miraculously learned how to apply digital marketing to my business. It took a while, but it was a great experience, and now I'm glad that I'm able to just help other people achieve that same experience. So what does our life look like now? Our professional life now consists of 3 elements. We are entrepreneurs that focus on building our own brands and businesses, but we're also business mentors as well as angel investors, where we dedicate a lot of our time and resources to helping other people grow their business. We've developed and refined the business growth system that we now call the Digital Accelerator, and this system has enabled us to sell over $300 million worth of products and services. We've also directly employed over 350 people and we've built and sold solid businesses and brands across markets that range from digital marketing, real estate, financial services, health supplements, to kitchen and bathroom, home improvements, and much more. We've helped Fortune 500 companies like General International, FTSE 100 companies like Friends Provident generate millions in additional revenue. And we've also helped small local businesses and professional consultants grow their revenue. And more importantly, their personal incomes, to 5, 6, even 7 figures per month, all by using the Digital Accelerator Business Growth System that you are about to learn. Now, again, I'm not sharing this story to impress you guys, but instead to impress upon you of what is possible and to show you that there is another way. Because if I can build multiple businesses in such a short period of time using nothing more than a simple digital marketing strategy, then why couldn't you? So, do you remember earlier when I asked you why some businesses thrive while others barely survive? The answer is actually very simple. And I'm going to share with you the secret to their success. The difference is struggling businesses chase tactics and methods, while successful businesses use customer-centric strategy and systemization. Okay, now bear with me. I'll go through both of these strategies. So let's start with the customer-centric strategy. If you analyze any ultra successful business, large or small, you'll find that almost 100% of them have a clear business strategy. Okay, this means they know exactly who they are as a business. They know exactly who their perfect or ideal target customers are, and they know exactly which needs their products and services meet for their ideal customers. And assuming it's within the scope of their overall business strategy, they'll even develop and extend their product or service range in order to capture more market share if they identify a need that their customers have that they are currently not serving. So I'll give you an example. The high-end car manufacturer Porsche, we all know Porsche, and I'm sure we all love Porsche, identified that even though their ideal customers were die-hard loyal to their Porsche sports cars, they were still losing a ton of revenue to companies such as Range Rover because their customers also desired more practical SUVs. So in order to meet their customers' needs, in 2002, Porsche released the Porsche Cayenne SUV. And since this move, Porsche sales have increased by 283%. And more impressive still, over half of all Porsche cars sold now are SUVs, all because they gave their ideal customer exactly what they wanted. So Porsche adopted quickly, and I think it's pretty cool that they nearly tripled their business revenue by simply serving their customers' best interests and giving them exactly what they want. So that's customer-centric strategy. And just to be clear, an up-to-date business strategy isn't a luxury, it's a must. Okay, if you think that you can just do things the way they've always been done and not update your strategy to keep up with the needs of your customers, you will find it very, very hard to survive, just like Blockbuster Video did. Blockbuster ignored the trends in internet growth. They continued with their Main Street locations that nobody visited. They ran their newspaper ads that no one read. And they didn't adopt their strategy to meet their customers' evolving needs. And they paid the ultimate price. They closed the doors and filed for bankruptcy. So that's what's not to do. Very clear example on a very strong case as to why you need to change, you need to adopt, you need to give the customers what they need rather than giving them what you think they need. Meanwhile, by adapting a demand-based strategy, Blockbuster's rival Netflix is growing at an unprecedented rate and is thriving by simply giving their customers what they want online, on-demand TV streaming. That's what they want. People want on-demand TV streaming. So that's what Netflix gave them. So while Blockbuster kind of ignored what the market wanted, Netflix said, hey, let's change, let's adopt. And the irony of all of this is Netflix is immensely more profitable than Blockbuster ever was. And because their service is online, they can now serve the entire world. They don't need a store in every town, and they don't need employees for those stores. And as you're about to learn, this same principle can be applied to any business, no matter what industry you're in. So I'm going to show you how to apply this Netflix automated online model to your business. So now let's take a look at the second reason behind why some businesses thrive while others barely survive. And it has to do with systemization. When you track, systemize, and automate business processes, you create a machine that produces consistent, reliable, and scalable results on autopilot, even when you as the business owner is not there. And there's a reason that a McDonald's restaurant in Harlem is just as profitable as one, say, in Beverly Hills. And it's the same reason that both of these restaurants will sell the same amount of food and drink, whether the franchise store owner is there or not. And it's because of systemization that when you go to Starbucks in Shanghai, you get the same experience, that same amazing experience and product quality as when you visit a Starbucks in London. Every step, every single step of their business has been systemized, including the store operations, finances, marketing processes, as well as the rollout strategy for new stores. In summary, combining strategy, combining strategy and systemization is the reason successful businesses, including franchises, are able to consistently outperform small independent businesses. It's also how they're able to generate an unlimited amount of qualified prospective buyers and then turn them into loyal repeat customers and often encourage them to become raving lifelong fans. And you better believe that all of the above is success by design and not success by luck. So now that we know that strategy and systemization are the keys to success, the question is, how do we apply these principles and implement them into our own small and medium-sized businesses? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I don't know about you, but I love a good David versus Goliath story. And because of major advances in internet technology and software development, small businesses now have access to the very same business automation tools and marketing systems that used to be exclusively reserved for big corporations. And best of all, these game-changing systems are now very affordable and easy to use. Essentially, the playing field has been leveled, and this is why I believe that now is the single best time in history to own and grow a business. As I mentioned before, we've successfully implemented the Digital Accelerator Business Growth System into both large businesses as well as small one-person consulting firms, and the results have been the same for both reliable and a consistent flow of leads, sales, and profits. All right, it's now time to learn how you can implement the Digital Accelerator Business Growth System into your business so you can start leveraging the same strategies and systems the big guys are using to grow their corporations. It's time to level the playing field so you can compete with and maybe even beat the bigger corporations and chain stores. Hey, you never know, right? We can always dream. You guys might want to grab a pen and paper for this part, as this is where we're going to take a lot of notes and things are going to get really exciting. All right, ready? Let's do this. The Digital Accelerator program is made up of 8 steps, and each step has a very significant and important role in helping you double your business. So it's important that you don't take any shortcuts along the way and that you give each step the attention it deserves. Throughout the Digital Accelerator training, we are going to cover how to put together a tactical niche placement strategy, how to implement an optimal lifetime value sales funnel, how to design and develop both a lead attraction as well as direct response microsite, before moving on to building out a dynamic distribution sequence. Once all that is in place, we'll then get into strategic use of Facebook pages and groups, followed by ROI-driven advertising strategies, and we'll finish with message-to-market compounding. Once you have mastered and implemented each of these 8 steps into your business, you would have done exactly what my team and I have done several times to create multi-million-dollar businesses. So that's it. Let's break down each of these steps so we can get it working for you and your business. The first part of the Digital Accelerator Business Growth System is to develop your tactical niche placement strategy. The purpose of this strategy is to establish your unique selling proposition in order to differentiate yourself from your competition, and also to position yourself as the #1 go-to expert and authority figure in your marketplace. Once you position yourself as an authority figure and become a trusted expert, your customers will have total confidence that you can help them solve their problem. They will value what you have to offer, and when they find value in your products and services, you no longer have to sell them on why they should choose you. You effectively remove yourself from your competition and become their first choice when they are deciding who can best help them solve their problem. Once you've developed your tactical niche placement strategy, you will be able to put your best foot forward by embedding your USP into every single communication with your customers from this point forward. And this strategy consists of 2 parts. First, you need to establish your USP, or your unique selling proposition, and your expert authority positioning. And in order to do this, you need to get crystal clear on the following points. Who are you as a business? What is unique about your business? What is it that you do better than all of your competitors? Is it the price? Is it the service? Is it specialist knowledge? Is it a patented product that only you can offer? And more importantly, or most importantly, once you've answered all of this, you need to verbalize and clarify in your own mind why your customers should choose you over and above the other options that are available to them. Remember, if you cannot answer the above questions, it means you don't have a good reason as to why customers should buy from you instead of your competitors. And if you don't know why they should buy from you, then how on earth is your customer supposed to know? So before you even think about telling people what you do, you need to know who you are talking to. Get your story straight and narrow your audience down to a specific niche of candidates you know you can help. So now that you've defined who you are and what's unique about your business, you need to define your ideal customer avatar. This simply means that you need to create a virtual customer that represents and looks like your perfect ideal client or your perfect ideal customer. These are typically your most hassle-free, happy, and most profitable regular customers. For example, the customers that you can help the most or that you want to serve the most and that you enjoy working with the most. So to create a customer avatar, you simply need to think about your perfect customer. What characteristics do they share? What are their interests? What are their beliefs? What are their demographics? Where do they live? How old are they? What do they buy? What don't they buy? How do they like to buy? What problems do they have in common that your products and services can solve? And what desires do they have in common that your products or services can fulfill? Once you have your USB, your expert authority positioning, and your customer avatar, you have completed your tactical niche placement strategy. Here's a good case study of how we helped one of our clients with their tactical niche placement strategy and how it helped him to improve his business substantially and bring in a lot more revenue that he was used to dealing with. Kevin came to me from the financial services industry because he was struggling to get more clients. He was frustrated that he was putting in 12 to 18-hour days, running around in circles, chasing people who weren't really interested, having to follow up with the same prospects over and over again because he was desperate to close anyone who would see him. His income wasn't consistent, and on a good month, it just pretty much made up for previous bad months. So he was never really able to get ahead financially. So we sat down with Kevin and asked him what he was selling, who he was selling to, how he was selling it, and how much he was earning for the advice and products recommended. Kevin explained to us that he sold investments and insurance products to investors in his area, which earned him a monthly income of about $5,000 to $10,000. And that he found most of his new business by telephone cold calling or word of mouth from existing clients. Now, $5,000 to $10,000 per month is not a bad start by any means, but Kevin was extremely talented in his field, and for the amount of time and effort that he put into getting new clients and managing the existing ones, he deserved way more than what he was getting paid. So we broke down his business model even further, and immediately we identified the problem. First of all, Kevin was spending 75% of his valuable time cold calling leads that never heard of him. As a matter of fact, he spent half the call alone just trying to convince them that he was really good at his job. So this helped us to understand his daily activities on a time versus reward basis. Kevin's first mistake was that he was trying to get total strangers to trust him off the back of an initial introduction. They never heard of him or the products he sold. He had to work so hard just to establish a relationship and build trust to even get a meeting in the first place. Kevin failed to position himself as an expert authority figure with a specific skill set that he could actually help his clients or help solve his clients' problems. We clearly knew what the problem was here, and we told Kevin to stop cold calling and cut all traditional marketing campaigns he had in place. We immediately began working on Kevin's authority figure by repackaging his offering from generic investments and insurance sales to laser-targeted solutions that solved high-value problems for his perfect clients. And we were able to develop a USP and reposition Kevin as an authority figure and an expert within the niche he was targeting. And after the first week, Kevin saw immediate results. He went from practically not existing to generating 5 to 10 high-quality leads per day online. His online presence was growing, his credibility in the marketplace was growing, and before he even opened up his mouth to introduce himself, he was already well-known and highly respected throughout his community, all because we repositioned Kevin as an authority figure. Kevin went from $5,000 per month to earning as much as $50,000 per month in just 3 months. And although it took a few months for Kevin to increase his income 300 to 400%, we were able to build out and implement a personalized tactical niche placement strategy with him in just a couple of weeks. And this one strategy alone resulted in him becoming an instantly recognized and well-respected authority figure. So again, it just kind of shows the power of what a tactical niche placement strategy can do for you in your business. It can really help you move ahead of your competition, making you literally your client's first choice if positioned correctly. Kevin was also able to eliminate his competition because of how we repositioned his offering. So instead of selling just investments or insurance products to anyone, we put a strategic marketing campaign in place that gave him the tools he needed to sell high-value problem-solving solutions that we knew his ideal clients needed. But in order to design and guarantee success from this strategy, we first had to identify which products Kevin had the most expertise with, which products generated him the most revenue, and which type of client he was able to help the most. So, after several lengthy brainstorming sessions, we quickly learned that Kevin made most of his income by selling specific products to a very targeted demographic, and that when he tried to sell anything to anyone, he barely closed a single deal. So what we did here is we were able to identify his target market and match that market with specific products that his clients needed most to solve their problems. So he was no longer selling generic investments. He was selling laser-targeted solutions. So making a few tweaks in the angle as to how you position yourself can really go such a long way. And that's why it's so important, this first step, to get in place before even thinking about the rest of the marketing strategy. After putting together a series of campaigns and rolling out Kevin's revised strategy, he was finally able to work exclusively with the clients that he wanted to work with, which ultimately resulted in the higher average order value. He was able to work more efficiently with each client, which meant that he was able to generate that same level of income, that same $50,000 per month, all while working less than he's ever worked before. He was able to free up 75% of his time by not having to spend countless hours cold calling leads trying to convince them to buy or to convince them to a meeting. And he stopped going after a general and highly competitive market with generic products they just didn't need or want. And it doesn't matter what product or service your business sells, because the same two strategies apply to any industry. If you want to take your business to the next level, then you need to create your authority figure. It's absolutely mandatory that you do this. You have to build your online presence, and you have to implement a tactical niche placement strategy. Okay, so now that you know what a tactical niche placement strategy is and why you need one, it's then time to design your sales and marketing funnel to ensure that your range of products and services are congruent with that strategy and that what you offer meets the needs of your customer's avatar. Okay, so by this point, you position yourself or your product as the go-to brand in the eyes of your target market, and the only thing left to do now is to start selling. But it's a lot easier said than done, especially today. People are super switched on, and they can smell a sales pitch coming from a mile away. So you need to carefully craft your sales funnel in a way that doesn't feel like a sale. And if done right, you will not only get more consistent sales, but you'll get much higher order values from each customer because of how pleasant of an experience you're going to make the buying process for them. So in step 2, we're going to talk about putting together the perfect optimal lifetime value sales funnel that keeps your prospective clients and customers engaged and desperate to buy your products and services. Now, when designing your sales and marketing funnel, you should always be aware that there are only 4 levers that you can pull in any business to make it more profitable. And they are: lever 1, the number of customers that buy from you. This lever is the obvious linear approach to business growth that most businesses adopt when trying to increase revenue and profit. Lever 2 is the average order value of each customer, the third lever being the average number of transactions per customer, and the fourth lever being the profit per sale, which can be done by reducing business costs. So what does a typical optimal lifetime value sales funnel look like? The biggest mistake that most business owners face is they usually only have one product to sell, or they only know how to sell one product. With an optimal lifetime value sales funnel in place, you will learn how to sell multiple products at the same time. And that is the key here to substantially increasing revenue. It's the ability to sell multiple products at the same time. And don't worry if you only have one product today, because step 2 is all about helping you to further develop your product range in line with your customers' needs. The purpose of an optimal lifetime sales funnel is to maximize the lifetime value of every single new customer that your business generates. Having this type of structure will also help you to get clarity and organize your current product or service range. It will also help you to identify other potential growth opportunities in terms of additional products or services that your customers may want or need. So your online sales funnel needs to start with a lead magnet, which is a high perceived value gift in exchange for the contact's information, or exchange for visitors to your site in exchange for their information. This is where visitors to your site opt in and become subscribers. And your lead magnet can't just be free. It needs to provide some sort of value the same way a paid product would. Otherwise, visitors to your site simply won't want it, or worse, they'll find no value in your lead magnet, which then gives them a horrible first impression of you and your business. So it's very important to put some thought into your lead magnet and make sure the quality is good enough to impress your subscribers. Think of your lead magnet as the cost for acquiring a lead. How much do you want to invest in generating that lead? We often find that free videos, reports, or guides are perfect for lead magnets, because if you write or record them yourself, the only investment to you is your time. Once you've captured their details, and by the way, guys, we're going to go into each of these specifically in the next few sections, so don't worry, we'll drill down into each of these one by one. So this is just a high-level overview of what the components, or what each of the components are. Once you've captured their details and the visitor to your site now becomes a subscriber on your email list, it's time to offer them a Tripwire product. And a Tripwire offer is a low price point entry product that is responsible for converting a subscriber to a paying customer. And it's important to note here that your Tripwire offer is not meant to be a high profit product. As a matter of fact, in most cases, it will barely break even. The goal here is to gain a customer and to put them in buying mode. And when you get someone to get their credit card out and give you money, you've gained more than just a customer. You've gained trust, and that trust will eventually lead to loyalty. The next component of the optimal lifetime value sales funnel is your core offer, and this is where you will finally start to make money. Think of the core offer as your bread and butter product or service. This is what pays the bills, puts a little bit of spending money in your pocket, and overall sells consistently. It is the stable product in your product range. Now think about what's going on here. Up to this point, your customers have received a high quality value add free gift, a low price point product that again added more value than what it was worth, and has now finally started buying your bread and butter products. Not only are they happy to give you their money, but they are happy with you and your products and look forward to coming back for more because of all the valuable things that you've been giving them throughout this relationship. But the sale doesn't end here. And if done right, the next component can catapult your business into a profit-generating machine. Upsells are upgrade options that improve speed, automation, value, or quality of the original purchase. I've seen so many businesses get this part wrong, and with a few minor tweaks, we've helped them go from 6 figures per year to 6 figures per month. Upsells can be amazing for your business if done right. And we'll come back to that one in just a minute. Another component in the automation sales funnel is what we call a cross-sell, and a cross-sell is a complementary or related product or service that meets the customer needs in perhaps a way that they didn't originally consider. We tend to offer cross-sell products only after exhausting our upsell possibilities. Now, out of all the components that we've just covered, nothing helps you build a truly hands-free business model like subscriptions and auto bills do. Subscriptions and auto bills are by far the best way to achieve true financial freedom because they generate residual income on a monthly basis that pays you for work that you only have to do once. Membership sites, repeat products and services that you already sold once, and retainer fees are great ways to build financial stability and longevity into your business. And all of this can be done 100% online and will run in the background. So once you have your optimal lifetime value sales funnel built out, your customer relationships will typically start their journey at the beginning of the funnel when they begin their search for a solution to their problem. And then the Digital Accelerator Business Growth System will automatically start ascending each customer to the next relevant product or service that can help them solve more of their problems or fulfill more of their desires. And as this happens automatically, it means that 100% of your prospective buyers and 100% of your customers will be followed up with in a controlled, structured way. And that is why we call it success by design. These first two steps are about planning your strategy and systemization. The next 6 steps are all about implementation. So let's start the implementation process by discussing step 3, lead attraction strategy. The key objective for putting together an effective lead attraction campaign is to plan and produce one or more problem solution based lead attraction offers that will be strategically designed to attract and qualify targeted leads for your business. The process starts with creating an incentive for potential prospects to give you their contact information so that you can begin the process of cultivating the relationship and building trust. In direct response marketing, we call this incentive a lead magnet. And we use them to form part of the overall education-based marketing strategy to attract, nurture, educate, and convert each prospect. So what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is offered in exchange for the prospect's contact information, and it is essentially a free of charge goodwill gesture from you, strategically designed to demonstrate in advance your expertise and prove to potential customers that you or your products and services are able to solve their problems should they decide to work with you. And the easiest way to prove that you can help someone solve their problem is to actually help them solve their problem. Thus, each individual lead magnet should help solve a specific problem that you know is common amongst your ideal clients. So with this in mind, a lead magnet typically comes in the form of high-value information that you know will be very valuable to your ideal customers. It will be directly related to the problem solved by your core products and services. And the secret to a good lead magnet is to actually help the prospect partly solve this problem on its own. And notice how I said partly solve, because you only want to give them a little bit of a teaser, a solution by this point, while still leaving enough of the problem unsolved for the prospect to have a strong desire to purchase your core offer. If you give them everything in the beginning, there's going to be no point for them needing to come back. So you give them just a little taste so they come back for more. All right, so what can you offer in the form of a lead magnet? Well, lead magnets come in all different shapes and sizes. It can be packaged in the form of a free report, an educational guide, a webinar, maybe a video series of some sort. It can also be a physical item if this is more relevant to your industry. But whatever it is, the most important element in creating a successful lead magnet is ensuring that what you provide is of real value. Okay, and I'll give you a few examples of some lead magnets that have worked really well for our clients in the past. Free reports and educational guides work very well. They're quick and easy to put together, and they're a great way to introduce your brand or business. Free webinars or video series are a great way to spend time with your target demographic on more of a personal level. It also allows you the opportunity to interact with potential customers and answer questions that they have prior to them making a decision whether to work with you or not, or prior to making a decision whether to buy your products or not. Webinars are actually one of the most popular lead attraction methods today, so this is definitely something you are going to want to consider, especially if you are in a service-related industry. Okay, it's a great way for you to get your name out there and get you in front of potential buyers. Free samples are excellent lead magnets if you sell tangible products. They are great risk-free propositions for your potential customers to try your product without having to pay for it. And it gives you the chance to prove that your product does really work. So if you want to establish yourself as an expert while building credibility and trust with your prospects, it's very important not to use the lead magnet as a mindless self-promotion marketing piece, but instead make sure the lead magnet is an integral part of your overall education-based marketing funnel, and make sure it's of real value to the prospect and that it genuinely helps them get closer to solving their problem. But remember, the secret to a good lead magnet is to actually help the prospect partly solve a problem on its own. Okay? Again, the key word here being partly solve a problem. It must leave enough of the problem unsolved for the prospect to have a strong desire to purchase your core offer. All right. If you give them too much in the beginning, you're not going to leave them with any. You're not going to leave them wanting more. But if you give them just enough, they'll be desperate to get onto your core offers after you've given a little bit of taste of the lead magnet. So after you've delivered this value, all this great, wonderful lead magnet value in advance of asking for money, it will be very natural that the prospect will want to become a paying customer so that you can help them now fully solve their problem. And as you can see, there's no hard selling here. You're saying, hey, listen, if you would like help solving this problem, just go ahead and give me your name and email address, and I'll send you this really good, valuable content. And then before you know it, the relationship grows, and they're coming to you for more and more advice until, boom, they just start buying your products. Okay. Now that you know what a lead magnet is, you're probably asking yourself, how do you actually implement one of these into your business? And it all starts by having a direct response microsite in place and online in order to start capturing leads, okay? But more importantly, introduce these high quality leads to additional paid offers and services that you have in place, such as the ones we just discussed a little bit ago in the Optimal Lifetime Value Sales Funnel. Each microsite will offer a solution. Okay, and we just gave an example of a lead magnet a minute ago. Offer a solution to a common problem shared by your ideal customers in exchange for the visitor's contact information. And the site will be highly optimized to convert the highest possible percentage of visitors into leads. Okay, so a microsite will always be optimized to convert the highest possible percentage of visitors to leads. That is the goal of a microsite. And don't worry if you already have a website, because the first thing you must be aware of is that not all websites are created equal. Most traditional websites are designed to look pretty and are built by web developers with little to no consideration for strategic business objectives, such as marketing systemization, customer acquisition, and optimal customer lifetime value concepts are definitely not built into them. Irrespective of what they tell you, most web designers simply do not have the direct response marketing expertise, nor have they gone through the endless split test result data that is required to know what really works and what doesn't. Okay, at best, they usually opt for whatever they think looks pretty. And I'm afraid to say that having a pretty brochure style website is not going to make you money, as I'm sure many of you have probably already found out the hard way. And to put this into perspective, it's taken our business almost 2 decades of collaborating and learning from some of the smartest marketing and business minds in the world to design and refine the digital accelerator system. And we still consult our team of experts on a regular basis. Okay, so how do you really start making money from your direct response microsite? Well, let me give you a lead example, seeing that we've been talking about lead magnets for a little bit here. Okay, and how we incorporate the lead magnet into the microsite. So meet John. John's 42 years old and wants to get in shape as he's a bit overweight and worries more and more about his heart and his health in general as he gets older. The only problem is, like most people, John is really busy. He works 10 hours per day. He's got 2 children that he has to run around after, and a wife that he would like to try and have dinner with occasionally. Starting to sound like myself almost. He's tried dieting before, he's joined gyms before, and wasted membership fees by not going. So this time he decides to look for a personal fitness trainer to help get him in shape. He does a quick Google search and comes across 2 websites for 2 local personal trainers. Excuse me. Site A looks pretty slick. It has some nice fancy pictures, a good design, and even offers a free newsletter with the latest news, tutorials, and more. And then he compares that site to the other one, which we'll call Site B. Site B looks professional enough, nothing too fancy. However, it offers John a totally free report that will show him a scientifically proven special type of high-intensity workout that will get him an hour's workout result in just 16 minutes. It explains the report is suitable for all people, whether young or old, so he knows the information is absolutely relative to him. And it also tells him the other benefits and results he can expect to get from the free report. Okay, and inside the report, it has examples of other people that have lost weight using these short workouts that are offered by personal trainer B. Sounds exciting, right? So, do you think John would prefer to give up his email address for a free newsletter that's offered on site A that he's far too busy to read anyway? Or do you think he would rather be shown how we can work out for just 60 minutes per day and still get an hour's result, while also learning how to achieve fast weight loss in a much less time than most people would experience? Okay, so as you can see, Site B is far more exciting. Which of these two personal trainers do you think will get John's email address and his business? Okay, the pretty site, site A on the left, or site B on the right, the site stacked full of the exact benefits and the proven results John is looking for. Well, of course, site B is going to win, and it's going to win almost every time. So again, that's the difference between a direct response type microsite, or at least one component of the direct response microsite versus a traditional website. And this could just as easily be applied to any type of business, such as a free report for an accountant called the top 5 most costly business tax mistakes that your accountant is probably making and how you can avoid them. Anyway, this gives you a little bit of a picture of how you can incorporate the lead magnet into your microsite. So after you provided a free offer in the form of a lead magnet to your prospective clients or customers, the next step in your direct response microsite would be to offer them what we call a tripwire product or service. A tripwire is not your main product, okay, but an inexpensive low-end product or service that gets your customers into the habit of spending money with you. It should be offered directly after the lead magnet, and you want to make it cheap and easy for them to get their credit card out, but make sure it's something they need. Cheap on its own doesn't mean it's just going to sell. The product or service here must help them solve a problem or add value to their life, okay? You've heard me say it a million times. You guys know the name of the game here. It's got to add value. It's got to be a real problem solver. And the money, or the amount of money here, is irrelevant. Okay, so don't get hung up on what you charge for this. The money here is irrelevant because all you care about at this point is that they get their credit card out and spend it on your product. All right, and what you're looking at here is an example of a tripwire product that we tested with our sports supplement business. It was a fat caliper that we sold for $12.99. Okay, we weren't going to get rich from it by any means, and we were lucky if we even broke even. Like I said before, the money is irrelevant here. The most important thing to note is how easily we turn leads into buyers because of this tripwire offer. And once you get them to buy something from you, no matter what the price is, you can go back to them over and over again with bigger and better products because they now trust you, okay, and your products and services. So I want you to think about the last time you went to buy something online, but weren't quite ready to pull the trigger. You read the reviews, you checked out the product description for the millionth time, battled with yourself as to whether or not you really needed it. But when you finally did make that purchase, all that stress, all that pre-buying stress completely went away. And on the next page, the store offered you an accessory to the product, and you decided, what the hell, why not? I already bought this one, I might as well buy the next one, okay? Do you remember how easy it was for you to take that next product? Well, that's because you were in buying mode, and that's the same mind frame we need to get your clients or customers in. We want to get them in that buying frenzy, so it makes each additional product easier and easier for them to say, just hit the add to cart and hit that buy button. Just say, yup, I want that service, I want this service. Okay, the tripwire is a great way to kick off that whole process. So if the tripwire product is nothing more than a client converter and it isn't really going to earn you the big bucks, how and when can you expect to see a return on your tripwire investment? Well, this is where the core offer comes into play, and this is where the profit magic happens. So what is a core offer? Your core offer is your bread and butter. It's a product or service that earns you decent revenue and a consistent paycheck, and it should be presented immediately after your tripwire offer. Remember, your clients are in buying mode now. This is the best chance you have to get them to keep buying. And your core offer can be a product or a service. Okay, remember, the system works for both. It doesn't matter what your core offer is. It'll work. As a matter of fact, my core offer example has to do with a fitness trainer named Brad, who was trying to sell one-on-one fitness sessions immediately after his clients purchased the Body Fat Caliper tripwire product I just mentioned. But instead of just selling fitness sessions to just anyone, we repositioned Brad's core offer as a specialist high-intensity 30-minute workout for busy, affluent professionals. And because he was targeting affluent professionals who weren't able to spend 60 minutes in the gym every day because of how busy they were, he decided to offer high intense workouts that gave his clients 3 times the results in half the time. All right. And because it was positioned as a specialist workout, he was able to charge a premium price for it, which his affluent and extremely busy professionals were more than happy to pay. He went from charging $50 per hour up to charging $100 for 30 minutes, all because of the intense workout to the demographic that he offered. Okay, so this not only allowed him to charge more, but he worked less hours because his sessions were only 30 minutes rather than 60. So by repositioning Brad's offer, we were able to help him go from 8 60-minute sessions per day, killing himself, by the way, which he earned about $400 from, to 8 30-minute sessions per day, bringing his total hours worked per day down to 4. How many people do you know have actually pulled off working less hours for the same pay? And again, this goes back to step one, tactical niche placement. And now you've seen another example of how we've directly applied this to our microsite. Brad provided a very specific workout to a target audience that needed a shorter workout with the same, if not better, results. And they were happy to pay a premium for the convenience and added value of what Brad offered. So here our personal trainer client was able to focus on delivering better results to his clients, which is all anyone cared about anyway. His 30-minute high-intensity interval training actually got 3 times the results compared to a traditional 60-minute program, and he was able to work less because of the strategy. So the first thing we did for our personal trainer client was cut his work week in half while generating the same income. And it didn't happen overnight. And it certainly didn't happen just because he thought, hey, I'm going to start charging more for my product. It doesn't work that way. It happened because we focused on developing this product and incorporating a product that would deliver better results than the same old traditional workout routine. And because of that, he was able to charge a premium for it by packaging his class and marketing it online as the best intense training program out there for busy corporate executives. So by this point, he was earning nearly $9,000 per month, working 4 hours per day. And that was with weekends off. So not a bad start. So again, this is his core offer. This is his bread and butter. So by now he's done a nice lead magnet, a free report into the Tripwire, followed by his one-on-one personal training sessions, which is now his core offer. But he didn't just settle for $9,000 a month. And what I'm about to show you next is what 90% of businesses fail at. We call it an upsell offer. And if you ever want to start earning the big bucks, you have to have an upsell funnel included in your direct response microsite. I'm talking the difference between doubling, even tripling the amount of business you do every month, because without an upsell funnel in place, it's going to be really hard to hit that life-changing income mark that we keep talking about. And this is what nearly every internet marketer fails to tell you, because I promise you, this is where the real magic happens, guys. So consider this as a massive bonus for you today. All right, you can thank me for this later, when you've seen the power of this in your business. So let me show you how this works. The upsell funnel is the next stage in the microsite funnel, and comes just after your core product offering. But in order to get this to convert really well, your first upsell offer needs to be congruent to the previous core offer. And you also want to make sure that whatever it is that you are selling to them next, that it helps speed up or further improve the results to the problem they are trying to solve. You don't want to just keep offering random stuff saying, hey, how about this now? How about this? How about that? You want to offer something that says, okay, I know you just bought this product, but if you add this product to it, or if you add this service to it, you're going to be that much better off, okay? So don't just start offering random products or services that have nothing to do with the previous purchase. Remember, we're trying to help the client add even more value or speed up results, or get something better than what they just bought from every upsell product. So let me give you an example of what our personal trainer client did to make more money for himself, but also provide even better and faster results for his clients. So as we just mentioned, Brad was offering a core offer service to affluent individuals who were happy to pay a premium for his one-on-one personal fitness workout sessions. But he knew that in order to really double his business and make the money he needed to live that awesome dream come true lifestyle, that he had to sell additional services, and they needed to be more expensive. And remember, Upselling should increase profits, not workload. Okay, write that down. Upselling should increase profits, not workload. After all, we just cut Brad's hours from 8 down to 4, so the last thing we want to do is add services that are going to increase it. So after quite a few brainstorming sessions, we decided to offer a group boot camp training session to his clients. So we created a monthly package for $1,000 per month, which gave his clients unlimited access to his group boot camp training program. So now, in addition to one-on-one fitness training, the client could also attend as many group sessions as they can handle. We added serious value to the client by allowing them to attend unlimited classes for the month, which worked out to be even cheaper than one-on-ones. But because it was a group session, we were able to train 10 to 20 times more clients each month at the same time. On average, we enrolled 15 new people per month into the fitness bootcamp session, which generated $15,000 per month in revenue, and that was in just month one. The second month, we had the same 15 people in the class, plus an additional 15 people from month two. So month two generated $30,000, and again in month three, another round of 15, including the last two groups of 15. So we were up to about $45,000 at that point. Clients typically dropped out after month three, so we projected a consistent $45,000 per month from this one upsell alone. And it all started with driving traffic to a lead magnet on our microsite. So it's amazing how quickly you can ramp up your revenue with adding additional services, but also packaging those services in a way that allows you to sell on a much larger scale. When we added a second upsell on top of the group fitness bootcamp sessions, we decided to offer supplements and vitamins. Okay, so this was the second upsell after the first upsell. We thought, it'd be insane if we didn't offer vitamins and supplements to our clients, as they were already working with us on getting in shape. So why would they trust our opinion on what supplements to buy? So again, we were offering them something they were already buying. We just said, hey, why don't you buy it from us? Because you're working with us anyway. So this is what we have to offer, and we made it attractive enough for them to just take that upsell offer on top of it. So we worked with a couple manufacturers on putting together a range of weight loss and muscle gainer supplements and offered it to our clients when they signed up to our fitness program. So as you can see, there's a lot starting to come together here. The revenue's building. It's getting a lot more exciting. But what happens when you decide to take a day off or go on holiday, okay? Which is the whole point of running an automated business, right? So that you get more free time while still earning a great income. Well, this is where subscription rebills come into play. And no matter what product or service you sell, you can always put together a subscription service, okay? Let me repeat that. I don't care what you sell, what product or services you sell, you can always put together a subscription service, all right? In our previous upsell example, I just mentioned we were selling supplements to our clients, but instead of selling a 1-month supply, we set up an ongoing payment plan that automatically rebilled them every month, so our customers didn't have to worry about reordering themselves. This way, we were guaranteed revenue every month without lifting a finger. It was 100% automatic and ran in the background, so we didn't have to worry about taking orders or sending out products. This was all handled by our partners and just running automatically in the background. But what if you have a service to offer versus a tangible product? Okay, earlier I said that you can do it for services or products. What if you have a service to offer? Well, paid membership sites are a great way to increase monthly revenue. And if you have a valuable service to offer, we can show you how to package it online and sell a subscription to it. We've done this for several businesses in the past, whether it be in the finance or in the fitness industry, the financial services industry, home and garden, it doesn't matter. People will pay for premium content that adds value and helps them solve their problem. And membership sites are a great way to do this, because you do the work once, whether it's for one paying customer or for 1,000 paying customers or members. It's a very easy way to increase revenue and double your existing business. You can also sell products or services from other businesses by working out a referral arrangement. This is what we refer to as cross-selling. And when you have an automated business in place, sending emails and promotional offers to your client list on autopilot, you set up this sequence in advance and just let it run in the background. And cross-sell products don't even have to be from the same industry, but make sure they complement your product or service. I'll give you an example. If you're selling property You might cross-sell mortgages. If you're selling supplements, you might cross-sell gym equipment. Referral programs and affiliate commissions are not a new concept, but when you build it into your automated email distribution sequence or add it to your direct response microsite, you'll be generating paychecks in the background without lifting a finger or opening your mouth for that matter. So let's recap on what just happened here and how we applied and implemented the various stages of an optimal lifetime value sales funnel into our microsite. We helped a struggling fitness trainer go from charging too little per client, working 8 hours per day, killing himself, to generating 15 to 20 new clients per month from a simple lead magnet. The lead magnet then converted customers from a $12.99 Tripwire product, which built enough trust for them to want to buy his premium packaged one-on-one sessions that upsold them into his group bootcamp course, as well as enrolling them into his monthly paid membership program and auto rebilling supplement enhancement plans. And all of this was done off the back of a simple 6-page direct response microsite. So as you can see, a direct response microsite is way more comprehensive than your average pretty brochure website that's pretty much nothing more than a bunch of pretty pictures. Every single page, every function of microsite is designed to achieve one thing and one thing only, and that is to get your client to take action. And it all starts with a lead magnet and progresses right the way through to subscription services and rebills. And if you're sitting there thinking, I'm not sure this model applies to my business, I promise you it will. And at the end of this webinar, I want you to tell me exactly what you sell in the chat box, and I'll prove to you that I can apply this to your business. Okay, guys, we've covered a ton of information so far, and up to this point, it's all been pretty positive. I've shown you examples of case studies where we've helped several entrepreneurs either turn their business around or take their business to the next level. And although we've had a great time doing this for our clients, I'm not going to lie to you, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park. And what I mean by this is that no matter how good our sales funnels are or how optimized and perfect our microsites are, we still always have and continue to have an extremely high percentage of first-time visitors turn down our offers. As a matter of fact, only 1 to 3% of all visitors who actually see an offer end up purchasing something. Now, I know you're probably thinking, my God, that's crazy. 1 to 3%? After all this hard work, only 3% of visitors to my site are actually going to make a purchase. Now, believe it or not, this is actually very normal. And regardless of what products and services you sell online, you're only ever really going to convert on average at about 2%. So what about the other 98% of people who sign up to your email list but don't end up buying something or saying yes to you right away? Well, this is where step 5 comes in. And it has to do with delivering constant communication to subscribers of your website via a dynamic distribution email sequence. And this is where we recapture and re-engage all of those subscribers who say, I like what you have to offer, but I'm just not ready to give you any money yet. But that's okay, because you have their name and email by this point. So now we're going to use this distribution sequence to nurture all of these high quality leads and get to know them better until eventually they do end up buying something. So this is how we dramatically increase that 1 to 3% conversion rate on an initial product offer to 20 to even 30% throughout the lifetime of the client. So the focus and primary goal of building out a dynamic distribution email sequence is to get back inside the minds of your prospects and customers while improving customer experience by further building on your relationship that you now have with them. And we're going to do this by building out a dynamic distribution email sequence to funnel all of these great high quality leads that originally turned down your offer through to a conversional stage. Or through to a transactional conversion stage. When designed and implemented properly, an omni-channel lifecycle marketing strategy such as this will do exactly that. And interestingly, as well as providing the superior experience for customers, when combined with marketing automation technology, lifestyle marketing can automate an entire business's lead generation strategy. So the business owner has more time to enjoy life while also dramatically improving the revenue and profits. So again, By automating this distribution sequence, you're not only letting the communication in the background do all the heavy lifting for you, but you're able to kind of take a step back and let it do it instead of you having to do it, which gives you a lot more free time to enjoy life just that much more. And the best part about this distribution platform is that you set it up once and it delivers automatic direct response driven email campaigns to your subscribers specifically to where they are in your sales funnel at any given time. It's like having a virtual marketing assistant that works 24/7, 365 days a year with a 100% success rate at following up with all your prospects. And the most beautiful part about this whole thing is that virtual assistant never asks for a raise. It's 100% automated. It doesn't take sick leave. It just gets your communication out. So it's a beautiful piece of technology. Once you have it incorporated into your business, you won't be able to live without it. I promise you. It's done wonders for all of our businesses and for our clients. But before we build out a dynamic distribution email sequence, we need to understand the psychology behind why people make buying decisions and what stages of lifestyle marketing need to be considered when creating these email campaigns. It's generally accepted that people make major purchase decisions based on several psychological stages of the consumer buying process. And depending on where, when, and how each of your potential customers find your business, they will each be at different stages of this process. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of the stages because I can literally spend an entire day discussing all of them, but I'll just briefly outline what they are for you so that you can think about how to build your dynamic distribution follow-up sequence around these 7 stages. So here's our interpretation of the various buying stages. Stage 1 has to do with problem awareness, recognition, and acceptance. And it all starts with someone admitting that they have a problem and that they need help solving that problem. They know it's a problem they can't solve on their own, which leads us to stage 2, information research into possible solutions. So they know they have a problem that they need help with. They go online and start researching ways or products and services that can provide a solution. The next is stage 3, evaluate solution options. So once that initial research starts, it spirals into evaluating multiple solution options to the problem. People don't generally make a decision when they've only researched one possible solution, as you're probably aware. They like to compare, shop around, and really know and feel convinced that they are getting the best deal or best value. So once this finally happens, once they feel 100% confident in you or your product or your service, are they then sold on why they should buy from you? And this leads us to stage 4, purchase decision. But it doesn't mean that they are necessarily going to make a purchase right there and then. It might mean that they are sold on the fact that they need to purchase your solution, but they still might not be ready to part with their hard-earned cash. But we're getting close at least. They know by now that they have to make a purchase, and at this point, you're 90% there. And finally, by stage 5, they are ready to make a purchase. All of that hard work is finally paid off. But remember, we're not just talking about moving people through your direct response microsite anymore. We're now moving subscribers through 7 stages of lifestyle marketing using automated email communication set up through your dynamic distribution platform. And once you build that ongoing trust through constant contact, and they finally made that initial purchase, the buying decision now becomes easier and easier for them to take you up on additional offers, to the point where your customers aren't even going to think twice about saying yes. And the 6th stage, the post-purchase stage, is where you strengthen the buyer-client relationship, so much to the point now that they become loyal to you and your brand. I would say that this is the most important stage in the 7 stages of lifestyle marketing, because keeping a client and having them come back to you time and time again will earn you 4 to 5 times the revenue compared to someone who only makes a purchase from you once. So it's so important that you put a great deal of thought into building out an email sequence that focuses specifically around continuously servicing and pre-selling future offers. But unfortunately, all things must come to an end. And there will be a stage in the lifestyle marketing process where no matter how great you are at selling your products, your customer they just don't seem to be engaged anymore. And it's at this stage, stage 7, where you need to focus on re-engaging our lapsed customers or inactive subscribers in order to get them back into your sales funnel. And the process starts all over again with a new lead magnet that reignites that excitement all over again. So using the above stages, all prospects and customers are then segmented into 3 categories based on their previous purchase behavior. We consider people in stages 1 through 4 to be interested prospects, people in stages 5 to 6 to be active customers, and people in stage 7 to be inactive customers. Once segmented into the relevant category, marketing communications, including email marketing, as well as search engine marketing, social media, display advertising, and retargeting, can be custom designed to ensure prospects and customers only receive the appropriate messages based on where they are in the buying cycle. This hyper relevancy then increases both customer engagement, customer satisfaction, and most importantly, your sales conversion rates. And once you understand exactly where your products and services fit amongst the 7 stages of lifestyle marketing, it's then time to convert these stages into an automated distribution follow-up sequence and apply it to your business. And what you're looking at here, besides a big jumbled mess of confusion, is actually a 100% online lifestyle marketing funnel that moves our leads and prospects through to clients and customers, as well as continuously sell them additional products and services based on what they previously purchased, as well as what they might be interested in next. You're actually looking at one of my email distribution sequences that manages my entire communication process. It's a brilliant piece of technology that we've incorporated into our business, as well as hundreds of our other clients' businesses. And when you can fully automate the communication aspect of your business following these 7 stages, you truly will be free from being buried and chasing clients down, begging them to do business with you. So here, as clients say yes, no, or maybe, they are being automatically funneled through the different stages of the cycle until finally they buy one of our offers, or until they say, please call me, I'm ready to buy. Not just interested, but I'm ready to buy. And it's an amazing feeling, because by this point, it doesn't even feel like work anymore. So up until this point, we have spoken a great deal about the basic fundamentals behind driving traffic through our microsite, as well as through an automated distribution sequence. And although these 2 methods alone will help scale your business and potentially bring in far more revenue than what you're probably used to, this next step has to do with making you look like an absolute all-star in your industry and positions you as the go-to expert for your products and services. Now, step 6 is kind of an extension to step 1, where we talked about tactical niche placement, and it has to do with using Facebook fan pages and groups to build a loyal community around you. And when branded correctly, not only will your revenue grow along with your fan base, but the more familiar your loyal fans become with you and your services, the more likely they are to promote the hell out of your business because of the positive interactive experience you've given them on your fan page. And the key here is interaction, because up to this point, your sales funnel has been very one-sided. You've spoken a great deal about your products and services to your target market, but you haven't given your audience a chance to interact and respond to you. So by building a Facebook community, this finally gives you and your audience the opportunity to connect and get to know each other on both a professional and personal level. So in order to build and maintain a go-to expert status in your industry, it helps tremendously to have a central communication hub that allows you to actively engage with your community in a way that is relaxed yet professional. One of the easiest, most effective ways to achieve this is to set up a Facebook fan page or a group, or sometimes both, depending on what your goals are. And when done properly, your Facebook page or group can be used to strengthen your relationship with your prospects and customers throughout each of the 3 stages of the buying process. Again, interested, active, and inactive. So let's talk about a few of the many strategic benefits involved in building and managing your business community using Facebook pages and groups. To start, it's going to be the easiest way to get in front of thousands of interested and targeted buyers. With almost 1.5 billion users it's very likely that your target audience is using Facebook. And because 57% of people talk more online than they do offline, it can be a very natural way to begin new relationships with your potential prospects. Another benefit is that there is better user uptake. Because people already use Facebook for an average of 55 minutes plus on a daily basis, there is much less resistance or friction when trying to get your community to engage with each other on your page or group, as opposed to trying to get people to interact elsewhere, such as a private forum or on your own personal website. Facebook is by far the quickest way to build a loyal and engaged community. We've done it literally hundreds of times. And if you use this channel effectively by consistently answering questions and providing valuable tips, content, as well as good useful information, your page will automatically become a trusted resource amongst your target audience. Once this happens, you start to form a real community, which in turn can create a very loyal following for your brand. It's a great way to attract interested prospects. Humans are very social creatures, and it's in our nature that we like to congregate with other like-minded people. And one of the best ways for you to leverage this basic human need is to provide a value-driven environment that will attract people that share common interests, needs, or problems. And more importantly, you'll be able to demonstrate your expertise and respond to questions and concerns that the public have regarding the problems your products and services have set out to solve. The key takeaway on strategic benefit of using Facebook to build a community is the relaxed way people communicate on social media. Your audience will often feel very comfortable asking questions in this type of group environment. And by providing valuable, intelligent answers and educational content and information, you will be demonstrating your expertise. And subsequently generating interest in your products and services in a very non-salesy way. You'll also establish result-based credibility. You can establish credibility in a non-salesy way by sharing relevant examples of your previous work and the results you've achieved. And assuming you deliver true value to your market, we often see that previous customers can become the best brand promoters by sharing their personal results that helped them achieve. And this natural, independent third-party credibility is more powerful than any sales pitch you can conjure up. People like to do business with people they know, like, and trust. But the problem with this in today's world is everything moves at such a super fast pace, and it's so impersonal. However, by openly engaging in conversations in a social environment like Facebook, your audience genuinely gets to know you over time. Obviously, you keep your personal life private. However, the people in your group, or your fan page, including you, can still share relevant troubles, highlights, and celebrations with each other. And this type of relationship really does build quite a special bond. Facebook pages can build trust by having an open forum type environment where you freely communicate and engage with your audience, as well as providing value on a regular basis. Interested prospects will naturally get the sense that you have nothing to hide because you're putting yourself out there and you're saying, hey, I'm here, join me on Facebook, ask me questions, let's chat about the products and services that I have to offer or questions that you have. And you'll hear from me regularly. So it really can build a great amount of trust. What's also great about it, using Facebook fan pages, is that you can have unlimited fans and members. Personal Facebook accounts are limited to 5,000 friends. Plus, like I said, you kind of want to keep you want to keep your personal life and your professional life separate. And although most people don't have as many connections as 5,000 people, this limitation can easily be reached when you do start using a personal account for both friends, family, and business associates. But by using a fan page or a group, you can avoid this issue altogether, and you'll have unlimited scalability. Regarding your audience and your traffic, because you have somewhat of a captive audience, you can use your fan page to promote other mediums, such as your website, events, and webinars. And one of the major benefits is that you can also transition your audience from Facebook to your email list, which is a very valuable lifelong asset that can then be monetized forever. So you can start fans or start kind of the funnel on your fan page and then slowly move them over to your email list by saying, hey guys, by the way, opt in for this or sign up for this or download this. And you might be able to start shifting fans over to subscribers and then into your lead magnet, your tripwires, your core offers, etc. What we also like about it is that you can provide member-only special offers. Depending on your industry, running strategic member-only promotions or contests can sometimes be a great way to start a commercial relationship by converting members into new customers. So as you can see here, building a Facebook fan page isn't just a social media hangout for people to chat. It's a platform that you are going to control and manage that allows your fans, your personal fans, the opportunity to get to know you better and become familiar with you and your brand. So by the time you send them product offers or talk to them about your services, they already trust you, therefore making a much quicker buying decision. Well, guys, up to this point, we have literally covered everything involved in setting up your automated marketing funnel, including the components involved in building your microsite, stages you need to consider when putting together your dynamic distribution sequence, the optimal value lifetime sales funnel, as well as the benefits of Facebook fan pages and groups. And I know it's been a lot to take in and so much to digest, and now you're probably starting to see why I offer these strategy sessions at the end of these calls, because it's just so much information to take in, and quite often people don't even know where to start or what to, how to really get going with their business. So bear with me. Don't worry, that link's coming up. I'm going to allow you to book a free strategy session with me in just a few minutes. We're nearly finished here. We're now on to step 7. And now that you have the perfect automated business model in place, or hopefully by now you can see how you can begin putting the perfect automated business model in place, you're probably wondering, how do I start driving traffic to it? And this is where step 7 comes in. After all, it doesn't matter how great your products and services are, because if no one sees them, you stand zero chance of getting customers or subscribers. So the 7th step in our Double Your Business in 90 Days training is all about ROI-driven advertising strategies and choosing the right traffic source to drive traffic to your optimized microsite. When deciding the most efficient use of your advertising budget, it is essential that you communicate the right message to the right people at the right time and through the right channel, all in such a way that provokes your desired response. So depending on the products and services that you offer, there are many different traffic sources available. However, not all clicks are created equal, and each traffic source has its pros and cons. Now, seeing that there are literally thousands of traffic sources to choose from, I've only listed a few here to go through with you today. Each traffic source has its place in an overall marketing strategy, as they each can excel in different ways. And by combining the above factors with a thorough analysis of your sales and marketing objectives, you need to custom design a marketing campaign that will ensure you select the right traffic source. More importantly, get the maximum results needed from your advertising in order to achieve your result-driven goals. Typically, we help our clients get started with ad networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, as they are very user-friendly, easy to set up and manage. And although they can achieve great results from limited advertising budgets, they also have more traffic available than most small to medium businesses can even handle. So you won't have a traffic issue by using ad networks like Facebook, LinkedIn, or Twitter. Then as your business grows and becomes more profitable, you'll look at scaling your traffic volume and taking your business to entirely new levels with even more advanced strategies such as display advertising. Once your initial campaign has been launched, you need to use split testing technology to monitor, measure, and improve each of your conversion milestones, and more importantly, your ROI. Remember, guys, there are literally billions of clicks available every single day. So when you hear someone say, I cannot get enough traffic from my website, or online advertising doesn't work, I never get leads or sales, the truth of the matter is, in 99.9% of cases, it's not a traffic issue. It's a conversion issue. Most people who fail at advertising are either buying the wrong traffic or sending people to the wrong offer. For example, not targeting correctly, or their ads and landing pages are not congruent and compelling enough. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, advertising can be very complicated. And unless you know what you're doing, you will end up wasting a ton of money. I've seen clients burn through thousands of dollars and hours because they didn't know what they were doing. And I really don't want this to happen to you. I sincerely mean that. Please ask me for help if advertising is something that you are struggling with or you think you're ready to start diving into. Okay, if you're ready to start driving traffic, but you're a little bit nervous about pulling the advertising trigger, just ask me for help and I'd be happy to point you in the right direction. One more thing to know, however, when it comes to driving traffic, and this has to do with the final step in our training today. It has to do with what we call message to market compounding. And this concept has revolutionized the way we are able to market to our customers and clients online. We have helped clients turn their annual income into monthly income from this one step alone. But first, first a little history lesson. History has shown that it takes an average of between 3 and 7 points of contact before someone feels comfortable enough with a company to buy their products or services. This means that you need to get your message in front of your market repeatedly to make a sale. However, with traditional online marketing, you normally get only one shot. A visitor clicks your advert, they go to your website, and either they make a purchase or they don't. And if they don't right there and then, it's very unlikely that they'll ever remember to come back to your site, even when they are ready to buy. And the sad truth is that once they've made up their mind on what they're going to buy, they usually give their money to the next business they stumble across. This means that even though you may have done a lot of the work educating and pre-selling the customer during the research stage, someone else is still going to get the profit for doing comparatively none of the work. Very frustrating situation to be in. So here's an example of a situation where you might do all the work and the business ends up somewhere else. And then we're going to talk about how to prevent that from ever happening again. Let's say you want to generate more leads for your Los Angeles-based office cleaning business. So you run an advert on Google targeting the search term office cleaning company Los Angeles. And your ad says something like this. Are you looking for an office cleaning in Los Angeles? If you are, download our free guide and get the top 10 costly mistakes to avoid when choosing a professional office cleaning provider. And let's say that 100 people click on your ad and go to your webpage, and the page gives away 5 mistakes to avoid when selecting a reputable, trustworthy office cleaning company. But then they need to enter their name and email address to download the guide, which has the remaining 5 tips. And out of these 100 people, let's assume that only 10% actually enter their name and email address to download the free guide. That means you now have 10 new targeted, highly qualified leads for people that are searching for your services in your area. You can now follow up with these 10 people via email in order to close the sale. This is great news, right? But what about the other 90% of qualified people that are also in the market right now for your exact services? Just because they were too busy at the time to download your guide or didn't want to give you their contact details right there and then doesn't mean they're not interested in buying your cleaning services. But what happens now? They left your site, you didn't get their contact details, so surely they must be gone forever, right? Well, that used to be the case. There used to be a time where if you didn't get a visitor to your site to subscribe, that once he or she left your site, they were gone forever. And that sucks because you just paid to send that person to your landing page, but they didn't take any action. And this is why it used to be so important to get a name and email for as many visitors to your site as you could, especially if you were paying to drive traffic to your site. Fortunately, that's not the case anymore. And because of a really cool advertising technology, a new advertising technology, you are now able to continue to communicate to 100% of the exact same people who landed on your site, whether they gave you their contact details or not. And this is where a message to market compounding comes into play. And when you apply this very necessary step to your digital marketing campaign, your ads will continue to follow them around the web, appearing every time they search for cleaning services in the future. This technology is called retargeting, also known as remarketing. And when you apply it to your marketing campaign, you will be able to place a small piece of code called a cookie on the web browser of each of your website visitors. Then using this cookie, you are able to show specific ads to each person as they move from website to website around the internet. I'll give you an example of where you may have experienced this before. Think about the last time you clicked on an ad and landed on someone's website. You checked out the product or service, but didn't end up taking any action. And then over the next 48 hours, you see advertisements for that exact same product or service following you all over the internet. And you're thinking, that's funny, I just searched for that yesterday. Now, it's no coincidence by any means that miraculously, the same ad kept showing up trying to get you back to the originating site. You have been retargeted. And the same company you were checking out earlier is now trying to get you to come back. Or better still, if you do a search for that same product the next day, the site you landed on yesterday is showing their ad again to you, okay, because they know you came to their site already, and because it knew to present the ad every time you search for a product relevant to that ad. So the advertiser for that website is saying, hey, don't forget about us. You landed on our site yesterday and you just searched for it again, so why not come back and buy it from us? And if you're really creative and clever, you can do a variety or a variation of different retargeting ads to say, hey, what you checked out yesterday is now on sale today, or we're going to give it to you cheaper than you can find it anywhere else. So you can have these retargeting ads following visitors to your site all over the internet, constantly chipping away at trying to get them to come back. And eventually you break them down and wear them out enough where they say, oh, okay, fine, I'll check it out, or maybe I'll buy it from you. And because you're automatically placing adverts in front of these prospects wherever they go on the internet, you will have a constant presence, which will enable you to maintain the top of mind position with your prospects and customers as they progress throughout the 7 stages of the buying process. And as a result, you can be their first choice when it comes time for them to buy your products and services. The strategy is so effective, guys, that almost all of the big online companies use retargeting campaigns to make sales. 1 minute you're on Amazon looking at the new Samsung Curve TV. Then once you leave Amazon and start surfing the net, all of a sudden for the next 14 days, you miraculously start seeing adverts for the same TV you were just looking at. Again, this is retargeting. It's ultra effective. It's very cheap. It's very easy to do, and it can be incredibly profitable, and it's absolutely mandatory if you want to earn big. Retargeting is just as important as your traditional advertising methods and strategies. All right, guys, it has been a long session, and I'm really impressed with how many people have stayed on this webinar to this point. It's amazing. I do thank you guys a lot. I really do appreciate it. So many people have stayed right to the end. And I did say it's going to be worth your while, due to the state of the end bonus that I have to offer you. And I hope you found a lot of what I've offered today quite valuable. I hope you're able to take a lot of it away and apply it to your business right away. I mean, that's my goal here for today. It's to help you, or at least point you in the right direction where you can take all of this great content, this great knowledge, and start improving your business and start increasing your revenue. And I hope I gave you a lot of really cool ideas. So listen, I know I said that we do some Q&A at the end of the call, but I think I might want to just do one better for you all and just actually extend my stay to the end bonus offer, extend it to 20 people. I know I said it's on a first come, first serve basis. Usually I only allow 10 of them. But what I want to do for you right now, because you stuck with me throughout the entire duration, I want to do something very special for you. Like I said, I'm sure by now you have a million questions about whether the Digital Accelerator course can really work for your business. And because I really want to help you apply this model to your business, I want to offer you that free one-on-one strategy session with me personally to go through your personal situation. And again, what this free strategy session is going to do for you is help lay out a clear, personalized plan on how to implement what you learned today into your business as fast as possible. These bonus strategy sessions are normally valued at about $500. So like I said, guys, please take me up on it. Originally, I was going to only offer it to 10 people, but again, because I'm going to cut off the Q&A session today and not do that just because of how long it is, and I'm mindful of everyone's time, I'm going to offer it to the first 20 people who book an appointment. So go ahead and click the link that you now see. There's a link there. Go ahead and click it, and that'll take you straight to my diary where you're going to be able to go ahead and book a bonus strategy session with me. So go ahead and click the link to access my diary now and book in your session. And during our call together, let me explain exactly what's going to happen during our call. We're going to discuss the 8 steps to doubling your business and how we can really help you do this over the next 90 days. Each of the 8 steps, as I mentioned before, play a very significant and important role in helping you double your business. And I really want to make sure that you not only fully understand how to apply each of these steps, but that you actually get the results and that you actually succeed. And that's what the Digital Accelerator course has really been designed to do. It's to get actual results that will help take your business to the next level. So during our call, we'll discuss how to put together a tactical niche placement strategy, how to implement an optimal lifetime value sales funnel, how to design and develop both a lead attraction as well as a direct response microsite. We'll then, before moving on to building out a dynamic distribution email sequence. And once all that is in place, we'll then get into the strategic use of Facebook pages and groups, followed by ROI-driven advertising strategies. And lastly, we'll finish with the message to market compound. So once you've mastered and implemented each of these 8 steps into your business, and once we've gone through all these, if there's things that you're a little bit confused on about today, we'll go through all that in much more detail, and we'll really talk about putting together a strategy to work with you one-on-one, whether it's just for 30 minutes or whether it's over the next couple months. At the end of the day, at the very least, you're going to take away a lot more detail from our 30-minute strategy session. Who knows, maybe we'll go on to working together and really help you build a 6, 7 figure per month business. And it doesn't matter where you are located. My team has clients all over the world, and we work with businesses globally. So just go ahead and book whatever time suits best for you, and we'll give you a call and we'll discuss making the Digital Accelerator system work for you. So go ahead and click the link right now. Thank you so much, guys. I really do want to let you get going. I'm going to go get a big drink of water because I can barely talk anymore after this. But thanks so much again for tuning in. It really does mean a lot to me and my team, and I really hope to speak to you soon. So go ahead and book that appointment, book that strategy session, and we'll talk to you soon. Guys, have a great rest of the day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world, and we'll speak soon. Take care. Bye.